What's up guys, it's Steele. In the last video, it was my testimony video, I asked you guys to send me questions or comments or just topics you wanted me to talk about in future videos. And Paige Ibarra, sorry if I just totally messed up your last name, she left a comment saying, can you make a video about how you transitioned from knowing about Jesus to knowing who Jesus is and maybe how you can practically apply that daily? Yes, I can make a video about that. Paige, thank you for leaving the request. So in my testimony video, I talked about how growing up in high school especially, I knew about Jesus, but I didn't know Jesus. I didn't know who Jesus really was. And what I mean by those two distinctions is growing up, I knew the stories about Jesus. I knew who Jesus was, what he did, but I didn't know the nature of God. I didn't know the importance of Jesus and how in the story of Jesus it's not just history, but rather it is relationship. I think relationship is the best way for me to put that distinction even in my own brain, because that's what clicked for me. So in my mind it makes sense to think about Jesus from a relational standpoint, because growing up I saw it as, okay, Jesus was God in flesh, he came to the world, he died on a cross for our sins, he came back to life, and he rose into heaven. And because of all of this, because he died on the cross, like, that was the atonement for our sins, so we can live free. But free in my mind, back when I was younger than 18 years old, was, oh wow, I can like live my life, and if I'm a good person, I'll go to heaven. When I turned 18, that completely flipped upside down. See, freedom, yes, is the fact that we get to spend eternity with our Creator, but there's also freedom that's applicable on earth now. Even going back to my testimony video, before I knew Jesus, I knew who he was, but before I truly knew Jesus from a personal relational standpoint, I was not free. Sure, my sins had been paid for, but I was still living as a slave to those sins. And that's where the freedom comes from, knowing Jesus rather than just knowing about Jesus. Because atheists know about Jesus, Buddhists know about Jesus, people who don't believe in Jesus know about Jesus. They can know all the same stories, but they truly don't know Jesus if they don't know that personal relational connection. And so the biggest change for me was when Christianity went from being a religion to being a relationship. That was the huge turning point for me. It went from a place of following rules so I could get to heaven to a place of realizing what God has done for me, already said about me, and what he's already declared over my life and over everyone else's life, to the point that I can live free in that. And my freedom is not conditional based on whether I'm a good person or not. My freedom has already been set in stone because of what Jesus did on the cross. And so when I truly began to follow Jesus, it was because I understood that distinction finally. And it's something I've wrestled with. It's not like you understand it once and you understand it forever. It's a constant, like sometimes you gotta relearn things. You got to recenter your heart to the truth of who Jesus is, because hard things do happen in life, questions do arise, and those questions are okay, because at the end of the day, you are, like I said in my testimony video, equipped with the victory. You are equipped with the knowledge and the understanding and the relational connection to Jesus to claim freedom. So the thing I really want to hit home is Jesus went from a religious icon to a relational person. No longer was I trying to live a good life just to please God, but I now know that God is pleased with me already, and that in turn frees me up to live a good, holy life for him. So Paige, thank you so much for the question. I hope that answers your question. If it didn't, let me know in the comments and I will try to explain it even better or more clearly, or if something was not on the mark, I can try to re-explain myself, because sometimes I just word vomit and things don't always make sense like they do in my brain. But Paige, thank you for the comment. Everyone else, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, leave down in the comments any questions you have, any topics you want me to talk about, or any feedback you have on these videos would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video.